WBA Super Middleweight Champion Andre Ward, and you're with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Hola, soy Sergio Maravilla Martínez, esto es LIITR.com.
Hola, soy Saúl El Canelo Álvarez y estás en Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Bradley, and you're LIITR.com.
Este que es Soto Caras, el renuente. Escúcheme por Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Victor Ortiz at LiveItInTheRing.com. So take care, guys.
How you doing? You're with Abner Mares, and you're right here with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the pound-for-pound best radio show around the world, it's Leave It in the Ring.
Well, welcome everybody to the show. I got a very special guest with me here on Leave It in the Ring. We got the Towering Inferno. First off, bro, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming on the show. Much appreciated.
Good. How are you? Everything's good. Right now, we're just going to spar right now in Laguna. So, good.
Really, that's great, man. I know your dad told me you guys are like super busy, and I'm like, oh, I know. I mean, you guys are getting ready. I was looking at Box Break though. They don't have the guy that you're going to face next, and I believe your dad was telling me he was going to get Coda, right? That's
yes.
Okay. And that's in what, March?
Maybe March, maybe April. We don't know yet. We're still not set on the date, but hopefully soon.
So really off the bat, because I know you don't got much time because you are heading out to a gym to go spar and all that. Some of the guys in the chat room are asking if you've sparred David Benavidez yet.
We actually just sparred him yesterday. We did 6 rounds with him yesterday.
Really?
So, it's good work. Very good work for us.
Yeah, man.
Being a tall fighter, it gives us, it makes us stay on our toes because he uses his reach too, and he's fast. He's very fast. He's looking very, very fast, and it's just great work overall.
Now, just to kind of go back in your background really quick, man. I know, when some folks go, I come from a fight family, it's normally because their dad fought or their uncles fought. But you guys you really do come from a fight family. All 6 of your siblings, your dad, even your mom was a fighter, right?
Yep. All of us been fighting. That's what actually motivated. Seeing my brother fight, his first amateur fight, that motivated me to become a boxer too. I wanted to be in the sport just to be better than him. And it just went on from there,
Yeah, I'm going to ask you this. It's because obviously the competitive, you got to be really competitive to be a boxer. But does that help out having other siblings? And then also, is it a lot of pressure on you having not just a dad that boxed, but a mom that boxed as well?
It definitely competitive between my family and me. Like my little sister right now, she's been going up to Big Bear with me, sparring Cecilia and stuff like that. So she's getting great work up there too. And she's always been good. Out of all of us, I think she's the best. But that motivates me to be even better, to still, so she can look up to me as a professional fighter and look at me as someone to pick stuff off of. And then the fact that my parents were boxers, I don't feel no pressure from it. It's it's just something I do. It's an everyday thing. I don't feel pressure from it. It's like waking up. It just makes everything a habit for me. Like everybody knows what's going on, and it's no extra pressure. If anything, it makes it's easier. It's just like a normal thing to do, like eating or sleeping, or
Right. I want to get this straight because I keep seeing on different sites that you're either 6'3", 6'5", or 6'7". Which one is it?
6'6".
Ooh,
yeah, that's the one I always use. I always tell everybody I'm 6'6". They switch it up, for different reasons, but the one I always say is 6'6".
6'6", man, that's crazy, bro. Especially being Latino. I know for one that probably the two number one questions is: are you a basketball player? Which you've said no. You don't care for basketball.
Yeah.
But when they ask that question and you go, "Nah, I don't play basketball," or "I'm not into basketball," do they normally still have that confused look like, why not?
Yeah, of course. It's do you play basketball? or how tall are you? And after that, after I answer no, I don't play basketball, it's the why not question.
Right.
And I can't dribble a ball for nothing, stuff like that. It doesn't interest me because I didn't start when I was young. I played like a month, I think, in high school, but I wasn't good. The kids are like 5'6", stealing the ball away from me, so I was like, not even gonna bother, not even gonna bother.
I wonder, bro, if you were holding back from throwing a punch at them for stealing the ball. That's
yeah, definitely. By the way, wrong sport.
Wrong sport. Yeah, man. I guess my next question is for your dad, if he's right there. How do you train somebody that's 6'6" at 154? Like, what are some of the methods that you had to adapt to training somebody that's so tall?
He grew up with me. I grew up with him, and it just, there's really no special method. It's just he wasn't always tall. Fortunately, right. He just started springing up, but he wasn't always tall. So it's just we grew up together pretty much. If
Right. So let me ask you, when he just grew, at 14 and all of a sudden he just sprouted up and all that, did you start looking at the meals like, what are we feeding this guy? What's going on here? Because he's not the only one that's tall. I kind of saw Alberto Tamien's pretty tall as well, right?
Yeah. I started cutting on the tortillas. I started cutting on the... No, but these kids, believe it or not, he's like a heavyweight. I mean, Sebastian eats... I mean, even when it's not Christmas, he still eat tamales, he still eat pozole. I mean, caldo in the summer. So he's like a mad dog. I mean, he eats a lot.
Yeah, I imagine, man.
That explains a lot. If he was 6-footer, he would be a stocky guy.
Right. Now
he'll be a stocky guy. He's just so stretchy.
Right. So let me ask you, did you meet your wife in the boxing gym, or was this something that you guys end up having mutual love for?
Yeah, no, I met her at the dentist. No, I met her at the dentist. That's a whole different story. But yeah, but we all love this. We all love the sport.
Yeah, because when I read the bio,
I gotta go. We're ready to go to sparring right now.
Okay.
But we're right here now at this, so we got a big group waiting on us.
Oh, no worries, man. I just appreciate you guys.
Sebastian, continue talking to you.
Okay, great, man. Great talking to you, Freddie.
Okay, likewise.
All right, man. Yeah, dude, I got so many questions for you. I guess your toughest fight was against Clark, right? I mean, because you got that draw with him, what have you learned off of that fight?
I learned that there's just gonna be some people that can just take the punch, and work off of that, and we just been working off of that, like now, maybe a little bit more distance, a more defense, a lot more defense. You need to work a lot more defense, but we've been working stuff like that. So just our flaws, and just to get better. Because I mean, I could be world champion, I can unify the whole division, but there's still room for improvement. And that's all there's to it. Improve.
So one of the guys, Jesus M's, asking in the chat room, he wants to know where your family's from. I know your dad is Cubano, but your mom, is she from there too, or?
My mom's Mexican.
Oh, your mom's Mexican.
Yeah, from Mexico City. So.
Oh, yeah. Mexico. Oh, DF, huh? My mom's from the DF. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, then you got good sangre in you, brother.
Definitely.
So the one time, the first time when I saw you, first off, it was astonishing to see how tall you were, right? But the other thing was, the other thing that in particular I noticed was, maybe because you're so tall that you still hadn't developed your balance. But these last 3 fights that I've watched, your balance has been there, man. What is the one thing you guys been working on, your balance? Because in the beginning, it looked like you were still trying to get used to the size of your body. Now it looks like you've really got a hold of it.
That's always been a problem for me. Getting used to like my length of my body, bending my knees and stuff like that. Because at 14, I was already taller than everybody. I was already 6 feet at 14, fighting at 120. Small little weights. Well, these kids are stocking up. They're getting bigger. They're getting more muscular, and so it was getting used to how to use my power, how to use my length, and my leverage and everything. it took some time, but like now we're not growing. I don't think we're growing anymore. Now we have time to bulk up a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
and sit down and work on what we have, and not worry about getting taller or stuff like that.
Now I know your dad was saying that you eat like a heavyweight, man. You're just
Yeah.
scarfing it all up and stuff. So is making the weight at 154, is it easy for you, or do you guys are you struggling a bit with it?
No. We're as soon as I start struggling with it, I'll move up. But right now, I walk. I don't walk at 154 anymore. But like last year, the year before, I would walk around that weight. Now I walk a little bit heavier, like 160, 162. But it's still not a problem for me. I'll lose that weight, no problem.
Now I got somebody, Gorilla Mafia asked, should boxers drink protein shakes or pre-workout? What do you do normally?
I do drink protein shakes, but when I do that, I do it for like a meal replacement type of thing. Like if I'm in a rush, I'll drink a protein shake real quick. But I don't think it's that healthy. Nothing's better than food itself. That's what my father always told me.
Right.
Food gives you the nutrients you need. Fruits, vegetables, meats, all that stuff. That's all you need.
Now, I saw that picture with you and Lennox Lewis, man, and I was just like, bro, you're tall, Let me ask you, what advice did Lennox give you?
I just keep doing. Just stay focused. Stay focused on the craft, and everything will come. You can't treat the sport with disrespect, or it'll run you over. The second you take your eyes off what you need or what you want, everything becomes like it's like a chess game. You focus on one side of the board, the other side's gonna mess you up, and then you end up losing everything. So
now going back with
focused.
that Clark fight, after that fight, immediately after your other opponents, man, it looked like they got the end of you kind of like coming out seek and destroy mode. Am I getting that right? I mean, because you came out with vengeance, in these last other fights. It was like you didn't want to give any time, any room again to get that chance of maybe drawing another draw against you.
Yeah. No, like we said, we've been working on our flaws. Of course, we're not gonna get everything right on the first couple fights, but we're working on that, and eventually we'll be ready for a world title or something like that. And we're only 23. We have time to go.
Absolutely, yeah, I know. I mean, 23 years old. I mean, there's a lot of folks are probably wondering when you grow into your man strength. You packing on more pounds, getting bulkier and stuff. And I'm like, why are we even talking about that? Let's enjoy you right now at 154. Now, you mentioned a world title. How soon are you guys looking for? Is it like the end of the year, or you know what? You guys are just going as it goes.
Yeah, we're going as it goes. Things change. I didn't think I was going to be fighting for a title eliminator at the end of the year last year. I thought that would be stuff that we'd be doing halfway through this year. So things change constantly. So we don't know. We know, but we don't really know. We can't really call anything.
Yeah, we actually talked about that, Nato. He's looking at the Dakota fight in either March or April. That's the next fight that the Towering Inferno is looking at. Now, let me ask you this, because I've always said this on my show, and even when I used to work with my kids and work out at gyms, I was always saying that boxing is kind of a lonely sport, and it's kind of a boring sport because you have to do things repetitively. What is the one thing in the gym that you hate doing, but you know it's a necessity to do?
You know what? At first, actually, there's running days, but it's not like the long distance running. It's like sprint days, because that really pushes you, and you have to wake up, like especially around these times. We live in the desert where it's supposed to be hot, but right now it's really, really cold.
Cold, right?
And I hate waking up in the cold. So stuff like that, sacrifices like that. But you know what? It's just something you got to do. And I learned that through the years, that repetition and staying with the sport will get good results. And it proves itself over and over and over again. So why not? Why would I stop such a good thing?
Let's see here. Jesus, and what style does he need more experience against? What style do you think you need more experience against?
I don't know, to be honest. It just what presents itself, because I could say an awkward fighter, but then what does that mean?
Well, let me ask you this, because I mean, normally anybody at 154 is either the tallest would probably be 6 foot, maybe even 6'1", is pushing it. Does it throw you off if your dad throws you in there with somebody at 6'3", 6'4"? Does that throw you off the height difference? Because I know you're going to have to start throwing punches kind of eye level rather than below your nose.
Yeah. No. That's why I like sparring people like Benavidez and stuff like that. He's like 6'3".
Yeah.
It gives me good work. Now it gives me a chance to. I mean, not that these smaller guys don't give me a chance to box, but like now I have to keep my range. I have to, because if I step in a little bit too close, he'll be able to hit me.
Right.
So the taller fighters don't bother me actually, because then again I have a brother that I used to spar all the time, Berto, and my younger brother Freddie, and my younger brother 6'5", and we used to spar him all the time, and my older brother was 6'3" too.
Oh my God.
So height, it was never really a problem.
How tall is your dad?
He's 5'11".
Damn, man, dude, he's got some good genes there, bro.
Definitely, yeah.
He's got some really good genes there. You know, who are the fighters that people have told you that you remind them of?
I hear a lot of Tommy Hearns, because the length, and then the way I use my range. That's about it. You know, I get a lot like I never seen a boxer like you. So
right, no,
we switch it up. We might use our range for some fights, but we really like to bang, go inside in the inside and just throw body shots and uppercuts and stuff like that. So I like to think my style is a little bit different from everyone else. Just the fact that I'm tall, but I like to find the inside a lot.
I think that's the only comparisons that I could see, except for like. Sometimes you do remind me of the late Diego Corrales. You know that.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, you would just instead of jabbing your way in, you actually allow the guys to enter your circle, and then you start, working with uppercuts. Which, man, that's great work that your dad is doing with you. Because that's the way to pick up a smaller guy trying to get too low on you. But let me ask you this, okay? Because I know this has had to happen to you maybe once or even twice, or maybe all the time. Because I tell you what, if I had to spar you, and I was meeting you for the first time, bro, I think you could see through the windows of my eyes the fear that I would be thinking in my head, like, dude, I got to spar this vato right here? Are you
Yeah.
crazy? Yeah. How many times you see that?
Oh yeah, they'll do that. They'll stand next to me and they'll measure themselves out, like they'll put their hand like, oh, like
they're like, I know
like
chingas, way.
Like, how am I gonna do this? And then we step into the ring and it's a whole different like now my size look doubled and stuff like that. But
right,
if you want the work, you'll get the work.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get the work, because in a lot of ways you're helping out the shorter guy try to figure out how to get in the inside past your arm length, because you got like an 80-inch reach advantage.
Yep,
dude, that's just crazy, bro. I remember Red. I know Jesse Garcia. Red, we call him Red here from the Bay Area. Me and him grew up together. I've known him, Red, since we were, I want to say back in junior high, man. That's how long I've known him. And he was the one originally was sending me film of you. He was like, dude, you got to check out my homeboy, bro. Check him out. And Red's pretty tall. I think Red's like 6'2",
Yeah, he's like 6'2". He's always coming by the house with the son always.
Yeah.
Good guy. Great guy.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, Red's a phenomenal dude, man. And then when he told me in the beginning, when he was like, bro, you got to check out my boy Sebastian. This kid is tall. And I was like, when he said tall, I thought like maybe 6'3", 6'4". Then you were going to fight. And then I was sitting there, I'm like, bro, there's no way this guy could be at this tall at 154. There's just no way this can happen. And my God, bro, Yeah, man. Yeah. Honestly, your fights have been a lot of fun. You've actually captured a lot of the imaginations of fight fans. Before I let you go, because I know you got to get going, 154 division. What are your thoughts about right now, like Charlo and the other guys in that division? You got Harrison, and you got Julian Williams. They're still around. What are your thoughts about these guys, man? I mean, do you hopefully want to get in there? And if you do, what would be the order that you would want to get these guys in with you?
We want them all. We want them all, especially because they're all PBC and I'm PBC too. So why not take advantage of that right now? And whatever line they fall in, that's fine. That's fine.
Have you came across any of the guys? Like, have you ever walked across Charlo, and have you guys ever made eye connection? And if you did, what was his expression?
I met Big Charlo. I met Jamal when I fought in Minnesota one time, And I remember because he went to greet me, and I was sitting down, and I went to go shake his hand. But when I stood up, he's like, "Sit your ass back down." Man, that was a funny one.
Yeah, he's like, we already know you're tall, man. Sit down and stuff. Stop making me look like a midget. No, dude, I wouldn't want to stand next to you. You know, I saw you in an interview with this poor girl. It was on your Instagram. And she literally had she was stretching her whole body out to you on the mic. And it looked like she was handing you an ice cream cone, like a little, like you were taking an ice cream cone from your daughter or something, you know? I was cracking up, man. Here, let me just get this question in here for G-Funky Boxing. He said, what weight class do you think you're going to end your career at?
I don't know, honestly. Maybe light heavyweight, maybe heavyweight. Who knows? Because everybody's always telling me that I have the height to be a heavyweight, so. We never know. The body changes like all the time. So
absolutely.
Who knows? Maybe I'll just stay at 154 the whole time.
That would be something to see, man. But at 23, you know, it's going to be pretty difficult, you know. And then
definitely.
You know, there's always a dream fight for every guy. You know, I mean, if you get in the fight game, it's the motivation is you see one person, he's getting all these accolades and, you know, getting the praise, and you want that position, which right now would you have to consider Canelo Alvarez is that guy. Let me ask you, is that a dream fight, hopefully, in one time or another you would want, or that's just far off the radar right now?
Definitely. He's boxing right now. He is boxing. So to have a fight like him, it's like, say, fighting Mayweather or Pacquiao back then in the early 2010s and stuff like that, you know?
Right,
so
absolutely.
It'll be big. It'll be really big.
All right, man. I think we're all questioned out over here on Leaving the Ring. I just want to thank you again and your dad for coming on and talking to us here. It was a pleasure, man. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully get in March or April. That Cota fight is actually, I'm really excited. I think it's a great step-up fight for you to see where you're at. And then hopefully get a title end of the year or beginning of next year, man.
Yep. Well, thank you. Thank you for having this interview and call. It's been great.
Yeah.
And hope to do it again.
Yeah, hopefully this whole pandemic kind of blows over, because I'd love to go out there and see you train, you know. Go out there and hang out with you, Red, and your dad and stuff, man. Again, bro, thank you again, man. Much love.
Thank you. Yep. Bye.
Well, there you go, guys. Sebastian Fundora. You know, we only had a short time. They've been really, 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 really busy. So I want to thank Freddie and Red as well for getting us this interview. I was trying to set up to see if I can get Chocolatito's trainer on with us. I just didn't have time to give him a ring. I'll try to do that maybe for next weekend. We could try to get him on and talk about their upcoming fight. You know, but I thought I got pretty much the answers that I wanted from Sebastian Fundora. I see a lot of improvement with this kid. I do want to get his dad back on, because I did have like a string of questions that I wanted to ask him. You know, just particularly like, you know, because it's always different training a very tall guy. There's a method to that madness, you know. Like, not anybody can work with a tall guy. Like Emmanuel Stewart comes to my head. Like, Emmanuel always did phenomenal. The late great Emmanuel Stewart did phenomenal with tall fighters like Tommy Hearns, Lennox Lewis, the Klitschko's, Vladimir Klitschko. You know, he always did great work with them. Like, it's almost like he knew what to do with them and how to adjust them and make them better fighters. But then when you look at the track of fighters that he worked with that were shorter, it wasn't the same. You didn't get the same effect, in my opinion. You know, it wasn't as sound as his resume with tall guys. So that's why I wanted to talk to his dad. But his dad had to go because they had a sparring. Like I said, he's got 6 kids that are boxing. So you imagine that household, man. You know, that's crazy. Thank you, D-Star. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully I got the times in there, as you guys can see in the overlay, you know, because every Monday we got the 5 p.m. show of Leaving in the Ring with myself and my co-host, Amilcar. And then on Tuesday night, you got the Hispanics Causing Panic with D-Style and G-Funky, which airs at 5 p.m., I believe. Or no, 7 p.m. Okay, I'm all over the fucking place today, bro. You know. Okay, so Jesus M. What flaws do you see from Fundora? Sets his wide open punches, more body shots, and head movement? I see that exactly. that too as well, you know. But I think it comes to what that question was asking him about his balance and getting underneath his feet, you know, because of his size. And he sprouted at the age of 14. And a lot of times you see a lot of these guys with so much height that it's very hard for them to balance, you know. I should have told him he should play basketball, because basketball is actually a great method for anybody that wants to learn how to, you know, balance and throw punches. And like if you throw a right hand and it's a hard punch, some guys will fall forward. I used to see that a lot with Kristen Naimer or Ayala. He would fall forward, like his back foot would always pick up. But even Emmanuel Stewart, one time we had him on Lean Ring, he said basketball is a great way to learn how to force your body to coordinate correctly with balance, you know. But that's the one thing, like what you were just saying right now, Jesus, the head movement. Once I see this kid start even establishing the jab even more, it's going to be very, very, very difficult, you know, because right now we honestly are seeing one side of him, which is the, you know, Diego Corrales type of style, which I see he allows the shorter guy to get into his short punch range. And he does generate good punches. As tall as he is, this guy's generating some really good volume and punches behind his, you know, behind the output that he's doing, okay? But I want to see him learn how to use his height and his distance. That's one thing that I would love for them to do, but it's all a growth. He's only 23. He's still developing, like he said, he would love to stay at 154. That'd be amazing. I don't think it would. I don't think, because time, him bulking up, it all comes into maturing. He's going to mature into his body, you know. I wish I would have stayed at 158 when I was 23, 24. You know, I'll never see those days again. I'm like, what? I think I just weighed myself 2 days ago, and I was like 196, 197. You know, Sugar Hill as well. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. You know, some trainers do really good. They just know how to work with a tall guy. And that's what my question with Freddie, and hearing that, like his brothers, Sebastian's brother, Alberto's 6'3". Do you have another brother that's 6'5"? I know he has a sister named, Gerberta, I think it is. I'm not really sure. She's a standout amateur. I don't know how tall she is. You know, I think she's like probably 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". I could be wrong about that. Right? And, you know, so that tells you already that the dad, and especially like he said, hey, I grew up with them, you know, meaning their household. So he you know, it probably didn't even see the transition of height, you know. But that's why I also asked Sebastian, does it throw him off facing somebody of height, you know, because a lot of times you see, especially with heavyweights, when they're 6'5" and up, you know, when they face somebody that's at eye level and their punches have to come off the shoulder in a straight direction rather than throwing the punch below their chin, it throws them off. It's like seeing a southpaw. And Sebastian is a southpaw. I forgot to ask him about that, why they settle for him to be southpaw. Because a lot of the time when you go into the gym, the trainers are always trying to switch him over to the, you know, more of the right-hand stance, okay? I you know what? Me and G Funky, we're talking about that D style. How he reminds me of Paul Williams. The only thing I thought with Paul Williams, no, there's nothing. There's a great comparison because he also was a volume puncher as Fundora. You know, so I think either Diego Corrales and Paul Williams, you know, and even like the flaws that Diego Corrales and Paul Williams, the Punisher, have, you kind of see it with Fundora right now, which is because we haven't seen Fundora have to face a boxer, a slick boxer, a guy that's going to know how to, you know, capitalize on that reach and stay out of that pocket that Fundora invites you to be in, you know, which is kind of it's really inviting to get in that pocket. Well, it's like you're a big tall guy and I'm a small guy. Normally the short guy is going to be told by his trainer, hey, you got to work your way in, you know, because when you work your way in, his punches are less dangerous. This is kind of the opposite. He invites you to come in, but his punches are very dangerous once you get you in that pocket, in that fight zone for him, okay? So other guys are going to be watching Fundora. They would now have to see, hey, can he find the outside? Could he use his length? Could he use the distance? And if he can't, we could capitalize on that. We saw like with Paul Williams, he had issues with that, and even with Diego Corrales, they had issues with that when guys try to box him outside of their punching range. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. But Paul Williams was already in his manhood. I remember he was having trouble making 147, 154. That's why he had to move up to 160. And even at 160, they were trying to make Sergio Martinez go at a catch weight. Remember that. And Paul didn't have head movement, Jesus. You're right. Fundora inside's good to set up his outside punches. Well, I'll tell you one thing in his arsenal that Paul Williams and Diego Corrales did not have that Fundora does really well, and that's the uppercut. And that's why I was praising his dad about that, because, anytime you watch Lennox Lewis, even the Klitschko's, if you got in too close, and if you're a shorter guy, and to pick you up, meaning getting you vulnerable for a left hook, or even pick you up where you take a step back and you can fit in a straight right, it's a great move to use your uppercut, okay? It can also make your guy be hesitant. We saw that with his opponents where they get clipped with the uppercut, and what they did is they walked themselves back to the ropes. And that's when Fundora was able to close that gap immediately, because he saw it was like a got you moment. Like, I got you. I can open up and let my hands go even more. So it's some great stuff from the kid. Of course, every fighter, we want to see more improvement. We want to see more for them. I think that Quota fight is a good step up. Like you said, they're looking for either March or April. They're just waiting for the date. But these guys, Freddie and his kids, they stay busy. They live a fight life. I think it's great to hear that his mom was a fighter, and the dad and him just were destined to come across and produce all these kids that are fight kids, man. I thought that was pretty awesome. Nato, maybe Fundora waits for Jamal Charlo to move up in weight and goes for a vacant belt. It could be a strong possibility. I mean, as we've seen with PBC and Al Heyman does everything in his pace and what he wants to do with his fighters. Is it frustrating? But every promoter does the same thing. So it is frustrating sometimes, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy. Like, he's only 23, and like I said, he's still considered a prospect, even though he's won some trickling of a bout in the WBC. And as we know, there's so many freaking belts. It's hard to say, but I think we have to enjoy what he's able to produce and get right now. And like I said, I still want to see him continue to grow and improve. And that Quota fight is a really good fight. I think that guy's going to really give him some rounds and test him. Test him in every aspect that we're even questioning about Fundora at this moment. So these are good fights. I would like to hear him maybe by 2022 start talking into getting in the top 5 guys, facing one of them. But you know what? Anytime, you got to be in the other side of the corner of the ring as a trainer with your fighter and really start mapping up what you can do against Fundora. If I was any of these guys, any of the champions right now, or top 5 at this moment, I would be talking to these guys. Let's weigh it out. Let's see what more flaws we could see out of this kid, or has he improved? Now, 2-3 fights, if he hasn't improved and he still see the same Fundora, then I would start knocking on the Fundora team's door about possibly getting in with them, because you can capitalize the moving around and forcing the kid to use his weakness, which is what we haven't seen. So I don't know if it's a weakness or not, which is stretching his body out to try to clip you at the end of his punches. Because we know he can catch you inside. That's his fight plan. That's his fight game at the moment. And because it's what's been needed, So yeah, if I was any of those guys, that's what I would probably do. Is probably wait out for another year or two to see what this kid, where he's at. If he doesn't improve or he doesn't improve, because you're going to have to draw out a perfect plan against a kid that's 6'6". As he said, he's 6'6". Let's see here. What you got here? Jesus. He needs more pepper shots. Probably so. Maybe so, Again, guys, just wanted to do a quick show here on Leaving the Ring. I wanted to get Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno. great kid, complete fight family. There's no argument there. There's no way of saying, like, oh, you're not a fight family. You got 6 siblings that are fighting. Your mom and your dad were both fighters. So, yeah, that's pretty good genes there. It was probably, I think it's safe to say he was destined to be a fighter. And, anytime you see a family, a roll of brothers and sisters that were fighters, there's always going to be one that's going to be the standout. But his brother, Alberto, is really good. I know his sister's really good. So I think it's going to be fun watching the Fundora family as they progress and as they grow. Again, thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget, every Monday we're on live here on Leaving in the Ring at 5 p.m. Tuesdays is Hispanics Causing Panic, which is at 7 p.m. And then you got the Roundtable, which is at 5 p.m. On D-Styles channel. And it's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you got live at 5 p.m. with Amilcar doing his show at the Maestro channel. So be sure to check those out. If not, you can catch it all on Pandora, iHeart, Blog Talk, Audio Boom, and all the other podcast platforms out there. So, to listen to us in your buds while you're working or mowing the grass or washing the car or doing errands for the old lady because she's making you go out there. Or if you haven't got a Valentine's present, hey, put us in and all that, and you can. And I don't know about you guys, but I hate shopping. I'm not one of those dudes that love to go out there and sit there and shop. I'd rather just pass the card to the wife and say, go right ahead. I'll be home watching fights and stuff. But if you have to torture yourself and go out there and look for a Valentine's present for your loved one, put on some earbuds and listen to us, and we'll help you pass that time and maybe even spark up an idea for you to get a present for Valentine's. Anyways, guys, see you guys Monday. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy you guys this weekend. Don't drink and drive, because you will spill that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the pound-for-pound best radio show around the world, it's Leave It in the Ring.